Hello and welcome to SFE3 by Sports Fan Entertainment. Please excuse my voice as I keep trying to talk loudly. So this live stream was supposed to start 30 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden, an hour ago, my voice started to lose itself, and I wasn't even talking. I was barely talking on the phone. So we're going to do this. We're going to pound through. I'm not going to talk much. We're going to make it quick. These are my 2021-22 midseason NFL predictions, and then I'm going to mend to my voice a little bit, but damn it, I want to do it tonight. So with that said, I gave preseason predictions for the 2021 NFL season. Not many people saw that video, so what we're going to do is I'm going to remind you of my predictions. You're going to see the old prediction and then the new prediction for each team, and we're going to begin with the AFC, and we're going to begin with the AFC East. Oh my God, wow, the voice is pretty bad. Hold on. Oh, Lord have mercy. Going to keep going to that water. All right, so we're going to start with the AFC. We're going to look at the AFC East. And where is my other window? There it is. Where's my beautiful face? That's what I want to see, if I can see it. Come up. There we go. All right, so AFC East. Before the season, I had 12-5 for the Buffalo Bills. Now 11-6. Patriots 10-7. Still 10-7. Dolphins 7-10. Now, oh wait, that should be reversed. It was 9-8 before the season. Now 7-10. Jets 1-16. Jets now 4-13. So it was pretty much accurate with this division. I knew the Patriots are going to be better than a lot of people thought they were going to be and make the playoffs, and I have them making the playoffs. AFC North, Browns 12-5, now 11-6, about right. Steelers 9-8 before the season, no reason to change. Ravens 12-5, now 8-9. What a disappointment. And look, I think they're going to go down now, people. They barely beat the Vikings. They barely beat the Colts. They barely beat the Chiefs. You're going to see the record adjust to where it should be, which is truly a 500 team. Bengals, I had them 7-10 before the season, now only 8-9. Some people want to say 9-8, 10-7. I think they're going to take a bit of a step back late in the season. I think they're too young and not quite ready yet. All right. We look at the next AFC records. Let's start with the AFC South, where I was bloody brilliant. Now, I'm going to change one thing on here. I should have done this before I actually made this little card here, but I had the Titans 12-5 before the season. I'm actually going to change that. Okay, I had them 12-5 before the season. I'm going to keep the 12-5. However, I forgot the Texans at the very bottom, 2-15. I'm going to change them to 3-14 because as I ran through the schedule, the Titans might not have to win Week 18. So I'm going to change the Texans at the bottom to 3-14. But outside of that, I think I nailed this division. I mean, I think I got it 100% right. Outside of what I think will end up being the Texans 3-14, this was my best division next to one other division that we're going to get to later on. AFC West, Chargers 10-7 before the season. I told you all they were sleepers. Justin Herbert is fantastic. And I said in my video, they could be Super Bowl contenders. Looks like they might end up being Super Bowl contenders. I said they could be, they really could end up being a true Super Bowl team. Chiefs 14-3. Now I have them 10-7. What a drop off right there for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, you're talking about most people had them winning 14 or 15 games. I was conservative with my 14. Now I have them 10-7. Broncos, I had them 10-7 before the season. I have them 10-7 now. Now, I'm being a little stubborn because they don't look like a 10-7 team exactly, but I think they're going to turn it on at the end of the season a little bit. I don't think they're going to miss Von Miller too much, which is a little bold to say, and still go 10-7. Raiders, I did not believe in them. I had them 6-11 before the season. I have them 9-8 now. Much better than I thought, but I can't quite have the Raiders in the playoffs. We move on to the NFC now. We look at the NFC East. Cowboys, 9-8 before the season, had them winning the NFC East easily. I don't know why people didn't see that. But what I didn't see was them being as good as they are. I have them 12-5, and that's a little conservative. I mean, I could have went 13 or 14 here, but I think they're going to lose some games in the NFC East as they normally do. I mean, we saw them lose last week to the Broncos. They shouldn't have lost that game, and they still lost that game. Eagles 4-13 before the season, 7-10 now. They're better than what I thought. Jalen Hurts is a little better than what I thought. Still can't have them in the playoffs. However, they are still in the mix, as are a lot of teams in the NFC. It is ridiculous what's going on in the NFC right now. You're talking about, that 7 seed is going to be a bad football team. At the very least, a mediocre football team. The Falcons have it right now. The Eagles will contend. I actually wanted to go bold and say the Eagles are going to get there. I couldn't quite do it because if they couldn't be good with Miles Sanders, why are they going to be good now? It doesn't make much sense for me to actually go out and a little bit and predict that, but now Eagles 7-10. Washington 8-9 before the season. I was low on them. Now I'm even lower, 6-11. They kind of stink. I'm very disappointed in Washington this season. Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to come back and save the day to a certain extent, but only 6-11. Giants 8-9 before the season, now 5-12. I was low on the Giants, I thought. In fact, I was trying to give them more credit, being like, well, you know what? Saquon should be out there better. Well, Saquon got injured. They never got it going. Now 5-12 for the New York Football Giants. NFC North. Packers 10-7 before the season. I thought the Aaron Rodgers distraction would hurt them more than it actually did, but I knew they'd win the division by default because the other teams were going to be very good. The Minnesota Vikings are an absolute disgrace. How they will not be that 7th seed in the NFC is completely on them. I still can't believe they lost to Cooper Rush in that Sunday Night Football game a couple weeks ago, how they lost last week, how they lost 3-4 weeks ago before then. They just keep losing these small games. They should have had that 7th seed easily, made the playoffs this year easily. Easily they should have. Or the 6th seed even. The 6th and 7th seeds in the NFC, up for grabs. So up for grabs. The Vikings should have it, but they're giving up on Mike Zimmer. They're giving up on Kirk Cousins, 6-11. Bears had them 7-10 before the season, 6-11 now. I was low on Justin Fields. I'm getting higher on him. I just knew it was going to take him out to really develop and get into this league. Lions 3-14 before the season. Well, it's even worse. 1-16 now for the Detroit Lions. They are an absolute disaster. Yeah, but I still think they're going to win a game. They came close twice now. They should win a game this season, hopefully in a 17-game season. NFC South. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 14-3 before the season, 14-3 now. I think they're going to go on a nice run to end the season as they get healthier. At the very least, I think 12 wins, but I would say 13 or 14, absolutely. Falcons 6-11 before the season. I knew they'd be scrappy. Ends up they're scrappier than I thought. They're 4-4 right now, but man, with Calvin Ridley still missing time, I just can't buy them being a real playoff team. Now they may end up making it. They really might, but really above 500 with the Falcons this year? I can't do it now. I can't do it. But Cordero Patterson has been a surprise. New Orleans Saints 8-9 before the season, 8-9 now. Now, granted, if Jimmy Swift had played the whole season, it would have been 10-7, maybe even 11-6, but he's not. So as a result, it's going to be 8-9. Panthers before the season, 6-11, 6-11 now. And if Sam Darnold was out there, it would have been 7 or 8, but he's not. So that's it. NFC West, Cardinals 10-7 before the season. Whoa, 15-2 now. They have stepped it up big time. They've been fantastic, and I only see 1 or 2 more losses. They've been so dominant. I knew they'd make the playoffs, by the way, but I was not expecting this. Rams 12-5 before the season, 13-4 now. They're even a little better than I anticipated, and I had them winning the Super Bowl this year. Seahawks 11-6 before the season, 9-8 now. I think they're going to make a comeback. And it depends on, the Russell Wilson situation. Apparently, there's some drama brewing there. He's going to come back. Chris Carson coming back. They should go on a bit of a run. Right now, what are they, 3-5? So that would be them going 6-3 for the rest of the season. I looked at the schedule. I think they can do it. That's what I have happening. And then as the 7th seed right now, I still have the 49ers. I had them before the season. I want to stick with my prediction here. I had all 4 of these teams making the playoffs. I still think it's a viable possibility. I still think it's a likely possibility. The Falcons can make it. The Saints can make it. The Eagles can make it. If the Vikings get their shit together, they can make it, but I doubt it. So we move on from that. We look at the playoff picture there. So yeah, Titans 12-5, Browns 11-6, Chargers 11-6, Bills 11-6, Patriots 10-7, Chiefs 10-7, and then Patriots there. Let me get that picture up a little bit. Patriots also 10-7, or not, Broncos that should be. Broncos 10-7, and then Cardinals 15-2, Bucks 14-3, Packers 13-4, Cowboys 12-5, Rams 13-4, Seahawks 9-8, 49ers 8-9. All right. So with that said, what are my other predictions when we look at this season, when we look at this upcoming NFL season? So let's look at the AFC Championship. In fact, let's just keep that playoff picture up there. So the AFC Championship game, in my preseason predictions, I had Tennessee Titans versus Cleveland Browns. Guess what I have now? Tennessee Titans versus Cleveland Browns. No reason for me to change. Yes, the Browns have not been great this season, but Odell Beckham is leaving as a distraction, and they're going to get on a bit of a roll, I believe, still make the AFC Championship game. Titans going to win some games, have a weaker second half schedule. Derrick Henry's going to come back. They're going to get on a roll to me. I love the Titans right now. I really do. I know there's some bias there. I love the Titans right now. In the preseason, I have the Browns winning this game. I currently have the Tennessee Titans winning this game. You guys can say it's biased. That's fine. This feels Super Bowl to me. I've not felt this in my life since 2008. Now, granted, in 2008, I was 11 going on 12. So I just believe we were going to win the Super Bowl anyway. Since then, I've not believed that the Titans are going to go to a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl truthfully. I mean, honestly. This year, I do. I feel it. We're going to see what's going to happen. That's what I have. We'll see about health and all that. But considering the fact we're playing as well as we are right now, and we're not having Derrick Henry, and we haven't been as healthy as we've needed to be, it's very, very intriguing to me. That's what I have. With that said, the AFC's a mess. The AFC is an absolute mess. It could go either way. Any of these teams can win except for the Broncos and the Patriots. They can't win no Super Bowl. Outside of that, all the teams in the AFC that have making the playoffs can win the Super Bowl, or at least can go to it. Let's say that, because the NFC, I mean, it looks like they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, to be honest with you. This is a weak year for the AFC right now, but some of these teams can get it together and go on a nice second half run. NFC Championship game. Before the season, I want to say I had LA Rams versus, it should have been versus Tampa Bay. Yeah, it was versus Tampa Bay, and I had the Rams winning that one. I'm off the Rams. They still can't win big games. Matthew Stafford still can't win big games. They're going to have to they're going to get the 5th seed. I think they're not going to be able to steal it from the Cardinals. So they're going to have to go to the Cowboys, most likely. They could go to the Packers too, but they have to go to the Cowboys, let's say. Then may have to go and likely have to go to Arizona, and then likely have to go to Tampa Bay or Green Bay. I mean, that is way too treacherous of a path for the Rams. Their path to winning the Super Bowl this year is if they won the NFC West. They won't. As a 5th seed, it's going to be too much. It's just going to be too much. They can't do it. So, as a result, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Arizona Cardinals right now in the NFC Championship game, and I have the Bucs winning. I understand the Cardinals have been fantastic this season. I don't think that they're ready yet. I think while they're young and talented and motivated, I think when they go to that Super Bowl, it's going to be or NFC Championship game, it's going to be too much for them against Brady and those Buccaneers. The Bucs get it done. So right now we have Tennessee Titans versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for right now, I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it hurts me to say, I need to see us be at 100%. I have not seen the Titans at truly 100% yet. And I know that's surprising to say because we dominated the Rams and we dominated the Chiefs. That's why I love us to go to the Super Bowl this year. I want to see the trilogy working well together. I want to see the defense playing well. When I see that, that's when I'll say, okay, here comes the Lombardi Trophy to Nashville, Tennessee. Because when I say that, I mean that, and it's happening. I can't quite say that yet, but that's what I have. So quickly, let's look at the awards that I have. And then let's get out of here because I got to amend my voice a little bit. But I did the best I could. I think you guys appreciate the effort. Where was that ticker? Okay, so here are my awards. So MVP, Kyler Murray. It's going to be between either Murray or Brady to me. But I think Murray going 15-2, getting the number 1 seed should be enough. He's going to have some huge wins late down the stretch for us. Brady's going to have wins, but not really huge wins. He's going to beat the Bucs and the Saints and the Panthers all over again. I mean, no one's really going to care. Whereas Murray beating the Seahawks or the Cardinals or the 49ers or the Rams, the 49ers again, that's going to be MVP worthy. All right, Offensive Player of the Year, Cooper Kupp, who is scheduled for, a historic season right now. I'm not sure if he's still going to break 2,000 yards with Odell there. He should. But he should. He should. At the very least, it's still going to be an incredible wide receiver season. And if Tom Brady wins MVP, though, then Kyler Murray might win Offensive Player of the Year. So look out for that. That's going to change that award. But right now, I have Cooper Kupp. Defensive Player of the Year, we have TJ Watt. It's between Watt and Garrett. The odd thing about this situation is, to me, it's obviously Watt. And I love Myles Garrett. Watt has 3 forced fumbles to Myles Garrett 0, 4 passes defended to Myles Garrett 1. They nearly have the same amount of sacks. Garrett 12, TJ Watt 11.5, and TJ Watt has played in 2 less games. What conversation are we having? And he plays coverage. TJ Watt's the Defensive Player of the Year. And I love Myles Garrett. He'll get his Defensive Player of the Year another year. But for right now, it's TJ Watt. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jamar Chase. Duh. He'll slow down a little bit, but he'll still be great. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Micah Parsons. This is pretty obvious, I believe. Comeback Player of the Year, Dak Prescott. And then Coach of the Year, Cliff Kingsbury. So there you go. That is going to do it for my 2021-22 midseason NFL predictions. What are your predictions, picks? Tell me down in the comments down below. I would like to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. This has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment here on SFE3, and I'm out. See you all later.